like it, I don't like it, I don't like it either. You wouldn't like it, nobody likes it, nobody likes it, yeah.
Sad day, saints, so the great Bob Barker has died.
At the young age of 99. He was
So-
only a 23-year-old.
Well, shoot. Betty White almost made it.
The thing with Betty White that killed me, though, is like a week or so before she died, like, people went ahead and published a magazine. It was all about her. It was Betty White at 100.
Yeah.
Like, you just killed her. You killed her with that.
Mm-hmm. You jinxed it.
You can't do that kind of shit.
Do it to the Super Bowl, but you can't do it to the,
The Super Bowl.
I mean, okay, so what they do, like for the Super Bowl, like the two big winners and stuff, they go ahead and...
Oh, yeah. They print
All
print both.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the losing teams who
Get-
aren't the Super Bowl champions, and this is with anything.
Yeah, it gets sent off to Africa.
Yeah, seriously, to different missions and charities and stuff. So,
Somewhere out there, people do not know that so-and-so...
you remember back when Haiti had those earthquakes and stuff? So
Yeah.
years ago, really bad. I knew somebody that went down there to help out,
Yeah.
and they mentioned that when they came up, they'd never seen so many like Buffalo Bills Super Bowl champions. You know, like the teams that did not win. That's what everybody was wearing because it's what the like Red Cross and shit like that had to give to these people. It's which is just kind of hilarious because, I mean, not hilarious. These people have to use them.
Yeah.
Just the fact that like you've got some people
Who don't know. Who,
have no clue, and they're like rocking like all these wrong teams have won World Series and NBA titles and stuff like that. And as far as they know,
unless they look it up.
the Buffalo Bills won 4 Super Bowls in a row in the 90s. Instead of losing 4 in a row. So, that is an odd quirk. And that's sort of like that whole, that famous picture of Truman holding up the paper that says Dewey defeats Truman.
Yeah.
Because, like, this
Truman
thing-
won that, didn't he?
Oh yeah. He won re-election, and he was going against a guy named Charles Dewey. I can't remember.
Yeah.
That guy had ran against FDR his last term, but he lost, of course. Everybody lost FDR. And going into the night, it looked like Dewey was going to win, and so they went ahead and printed Dewey defeats Truman, and then all the other, the votes, all of them get counted, and Truman killed him. It wasn't even close. And, Truman holds up that paper, Dewey defeats Truman.
Oh, another good instance of that, since I guess we're on a rant like this.
Yeah.
The South Park episode between Hillary and Trump during the 2016 election. Everybody was so ready for Hillary to come.
Well, I mean, it wasn't so much people were like hoping already. I mean, like,
No,
it was a foregone conclusion. I mean, you looked at all the come on, Donald Trump. I mean, I remember watching election coverage that night, and because I watch election coverage all the time, I'll watch it all through the night. And most of the time, at about midnight, you could tell which way the wind's blowing. This was like, as much as I hate Trump, it was exciting because of how unprecedented and unexpected it was.
It was.
Because I'm sitting there watching it, and they're all just talking, like, well, this is just kind of like, there's no point in this. We know she's going to win. We're just going through the motions. And then he wins Ohio, which was unexpected. He won Ohio by a lot. And then he won Florida. And then it was like, people were like, oh, this isn't good. Well, she's still going to win. It's just going to be a little closer than we thought. And then he wins North Carolina. And then he wins, I mean, it was just like, and then you see the shift around 2 a.m. of everybody like going, oh, fuck. If Wisconsin doesn't go for her, she's fucked. And it was surreal.
Yeah. how elections should be.
Wow. That was. Ugh.
Yeah, that was well, because what I'm saying is like the South Park people already had the episode ready because they truly believed Hillary was going to
No,
win.
everybody did.
Yeah.
Everybody did.
So they legit had like 24 hours to come up with a whole new episode for South Park.
But they're two guys that could pull it out.
Their whole crew, yeah, they worked around the clock and got it done. And it was a very interesting episode because they were just like, because it was short, simple. It's like, I can't believe I won. Why did I win?
Oh,
I wasn't.
no, Trump didn't believe he was going to win. Oh, he does a lot of bravado now. I'm just going to win. I always knew it. Blah blah blah. It's like, no, he didn't.
No,
Um,
it was one of those things. He had no idea.
well, I read it. What it looked like? I mean, he was going to lose. People really underestimated how many just pissed off, stupid people. Hundreds of thousands of people voted for him out of spite of anything else. But I read an interview with two Secret Service agents, and one of them was with Hillary, and one of them was with Trump. And the guy who was with Hillary, he wasn't in the room. He was outside in the hotel, and they asked him when it was announced that he had won.
I remember this.
How'd she react? And he was like, I don't know exactly how she reacted. He's like, he said there was a lot of screaming, there was a lot of crying, there was a lot of things being thrown against the wall.
I was afraid to go in.
And it's because they went in because there's commotion, what's going on, and they go in and like Bill's trying to console her, and she's like, just how did he win? How did he win? Just seriously, like how the fuck did he win?
Yeah.
And the guy with Trump, he said he was in the room with Trump, and they didn't have Trump on it. And he's like, Trump was just speechless, and he was just sitting there in shock. He's like, he didn't know how to process that he had won.
He wasn't. I think he was probably not expecting to win.
Absolutely was not.
It's like this was just like, you know what? This is just something I could say I've done. Because
Well, that's the thing with Trump. He had teased here and there that he's going to run for president, and he does it. He would last time he did it.
he said it for years.
Well, yeah, but he does it for attention. At the time, the Apprentice was on, so he was doing all this, I'm going to run for president thing for publicity. He had done it back in 2008.
I remember.
And it caused the Apprentice ratings to go up a little bit. People paid a little more attention. It did its job, and he was like, no, I don't want to be president. Well, the second time he did it, well, actually the third time he did it, he got a lot of attention, to the point he was like, maybe I should just go ahead and go for this.
If I recall right, the second time he did it was after the roast of Trump. If you remember.
That was at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Everybody was making fun of him. And he just sat there and took it. And I think he really resolved to actually run for president.
That was a good celebrity roast, though.
Not expecting the response he would get, because, very soon he was the front runner.
Yeah.
And I think and then he won the nomination. And then it was like, oh, I have to go through with this. He in no way intended to go through with this. He had to.
Now he's in jail.
He's not in jail right now.
Well,
He got a mugshot taken and had to get a bail bondsman. He used a bail bondsman. Mr. Billionaire had to get a bail bondsman because he didn't have $200,000 in cash with him.
yeah.
Or available to him. So yeah, he had to pay a bail bondsman $20,000 to put up the 180 rest so that he could actually leave. Because if he didn't, he was going to spend the night in Fulton County Jail, which is hilarious, which I wish is what would happen. He's going to jail. This has turned into politics, which I could do a podcast on just politics.
That's the great thing about 15 Minutes in Hell. It's everything.
We cover everything.
Yeah, we cover everything.
No, he's going to jail.
Yeah.
He knows he's going to jail, and all these people, they're going to flip. Especially the Fulton County case with Rudy Giuliani and all them. They're all broke. Rudy Giuliani had to sell his Manhattan apartment to pay for this. He has no money. He hasn't, and Trump's not sitting there like, stay with me on my side and don't make a deal and I'll take care of you. Trump is taking care of Trump, and that's it. Fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
They're all gonna flip, and he's going to jail. And I hope to God Biden does not do a whole we need reconciliation this time of division. I'm gonna commute his sentence. No. Let that motherfucker stay in jail till he dies.
You think he would do it?
I hope not. I hope not. Because people like Trump do not need to leave prison. They need to stay there forever. Because if somebody named Adolf Hitler would have actually been able to serve out his life sentence, maybe what would have happened? Because people forget that, people don't realize that Adolf Hitler went to jail for treason and then got released 4 years later. Good behavior. He's a really good guy.
He was a nice guy. Fantastic artist.
He wasn't a bad artist. He really was. For all of his enormous faults.
You know what? If they would have accepted him at art school, I think things would have been different.
But, yeah. Trump needs to stay in jail forever. Until he dies. Maybe we should do a politics podcast.
Oh, we could do it in the Union Nerds. Do one for
Yeah.
because that's the thing. Because the Union Nerds is when we do our long random podcasts for everything else.
But yeah. Where did this podcast? Where did this start? We're on Trump in prison.
We were going on about the Super Bowls, about how
Super Bowl.
yeah, we were going on about how each where
the losers stuff
shirts gets printed off to other one, and then it shifted over to South Park, where
and then okay, there's the line of
so
there we go.
We've gone from
We're good.
Super Bowl to Trump in prison, going to prison. We've covered a lot of war-torn Londons and everything else. There's so much that could be done in 15 minutes in hell.
15 minutes in hell.
Yeah, so it's almost time for you to go back.
Almost. We got a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Are you just going to continue this episode in Ramblings of a Madman?
No, that's for my own podcast. Thank you very much. It already sucks bad enough that I got to do a podcast by myself half the time.
You have interests.
Yeah, just
erstwhile co-host.
yeah, my just sits there, just stares at me. Feed me.
While you verbally bash her. The man just wants attention, food.
They all do. They all do it at the worst times.
I think it was a TikTok, and it was a guy who cleans up dead bodies and stuff from crime scenes or just people just died. And he said he's been doing it for like 25 years or something like that. He's like, if you die with animals in the house, they're going to eat you. And he said dogs will wait until they don't have anything left to eat, and then they'll eat you. He's like, my cat is going to eat you within 24 hours. And that person was like, even if you love that cat, he's like, it doesn't matter how much you love that cat or how much that cat loves you, that cat's eating you within 24 hours.
I believe it.
It's taking your face off, and he said for some reason, he said Labradors won't eat a body at all. They'll starve to death.
That's the loyalty right there. They would rather die.
He said the dogs that are the worst about it are dachshunds or wiener dogs. He's like, little dachshunds or terriers, they're the worst. They're going to eat you within a few days. He said other dogs, they'll wait until they start starving and they'll eat you. Labrador's one of the dogs. Cats will eat you in 24 hours.
Well, at least your dog's going to eat pretty well.
Yeah, no, Bo would waddle over and just start gnawing on me.
I remember what you said about me, fat man.
Well, it's like he'll lick. He's a big licker. He'll lick it. She's like, oh, he's like, let's just give you kisses. I'm like, no, he's just licking us because we taste good.